Hare Krishna, good morning and welcome all of you all for our Sunday morning Bhagavad Gita class. So we are in the 4th chapter. We completed the 5th verse. So we'll start with the 6th verse today. But before that, we'll have a small recap. Yes, Mataji, what is the recap you are telling about?
जब धर्म की हानि होती है, उसको नुकसान पहुंचाया जाता है, तब तक भगवान।
वो तो ट्रांसलेशन हुआ।
हानि वर्ड बहुत।
हाँ, ग्लानी. Glani means deterioration. Whenever there is deterioration of religion. So what does this mean? See, Lord doesn't say it. That is why he says, Pavitranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. So first is Pavitranaya. I always give this example. When Ramchandra ji was going from Ayodhya to Lanka, on the way what all he is doing? Then what is the most important thing which I mentioned? किसी को याद है? हाँ, okay. Just imagine someone's wife is kidnapped. हाँ, your wife is kidnapped and you आराम से go to Shabri's ashram, enjoying the bear. Is it possible? It's only possible by Lord. नहीं तो अगर घर पे कुछ भी गड़बड़ हो जाए, and if I come to tell you, sir, why don't you come to class? टाइम नहीं है अभी, बहुत टेंशन में हूँ, बहुत प्रॉब्लम में हूँ, बहुत बिजी हूँ. You will say all that. कब? You will say all that. अभी मैं बात नहीं कर सकता हूँ, बहुत बिजी हूँ. वैसे परिस्थिति में रहने वाला व्यक्ति वो क्या कर रहा है? He is going from ashram to ashram, going to Shabri's sing, having bear. वहाँ जटायु का अग्नि संस्कार, दाह संस्कार कर रहा है, अंतिम संस्कार जटायु का कर रहा है ना. So what does this mean? That is all secondary. He knows at any moment I can kill Ravan. Ravan is any moment I can kill him. First let me come. उनके बहाने कम से कम इन लोगों को मारो. In fact, it is said that when Ravan came, why did Sita Maiya not kill Ravan that time itself? If Sita Maiya was so powerful, what was the need of exchanging to original Sita to duplicate Sita and all? So what was the reason? अरे यहाँ अकेला रावण मरेगा, वहाँ जाएगा तो when the hero goes to the villain's den, all the villains are killed. When the hero अभी अकेले एक villain को मार के क्या फायदा? Let me go to his den and finish off all the asuras. It is the same like how Krishna did not kill Jarasandha. Every time 18 अक्षोणी सेना, 20 अक्षोणी सेना ले क्या? अक्षोणी सेना means what? If you see the count, it's huge. बहुत बड़ा calculation है. But हाँ ले क्या? 50,000 अक्षोणी सेना को ले क्या? खत्म. हाँ वापस जा. कभी भी. And वो भी प्रवचन देता है. जरासंध भी. Jarasandha is giving प्रवचन to रुक्मी. When Rukmani was kidnapped, उसके भाई को ये सब होते रहते हैं. टेंशन नहीं लेने का. मेरे को कितना बार मारा, मेरे को मैं कितना बार मेरा सैन्य को ये ले लिया, तो मैं क्या हूँ, मैं थोड़ी छोड़ा. अटैक्ड अगेन दे किल्ड, अगेन आई केम बैक, अगेन माय सिंह टोल्ड मी कम ऑन यू शुड गो एंड फाइट, अगेन आई वेंट एंड फॉट. सो यू नो ये भी है एक फिलोसफी, राक्षसस फिलोसफी है. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. इफ देयर इज शॉर्ट ऑफ चेयर्स यू कैन पुट द दरी आल्सो. चेयर्स है तो ठीक है, अगर शॉर्ट है तो. So the point is, Lord's main mission is only and only devotees. If Lord comes and offers you an option, आपको माया चाहिए कि भक्ति चाहिए, तो क्या लोगे? क्यों? भक्ति में आपको पापड़ बेलने पड़ेगा. याद रखो. Yes, Kuldeep Prabhu, what will you do? Why? What is the benefit? You know, once one devotee was asked like that. Devotee को बोला, अच्छा दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है पहले बताओ. जैसे आप दुकान में जाते हो, सर ये एक मॉडल है, ये एक मॉडल है आईफोन का, ये एक अलग कपड़ा है, ये अलग कपड़ा है ना. फिर आप बोलोगे दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है, दोनों एक जैसा दिख रहा है, 1,000 एक 5,000 रुपया, क्यों इतना डिफरेंस क्यों? फिर वो बोलेगा नहीं सर इसका चिप अलग है या इसका टेक्नोलॉजी अलग है, ये व्हाट इट इज, एंड्रॉइड सिस्टम अलग है, जो व्हाट इट इज. तो वैसे भगवान ने बोला देखो माया लोगे तो तुमको नाचना पड़ेगा, और भक्ति लोगे तो मैं नाचूंगा. वेरी क्लियर नो. भक्ति लोगे तो मैं नाचूंगा और माया लोगे तो तुम नाचोगे. So most of us prefer to have no dance. So we all prefer to dance. But an intelligent person is one who takes bhakti, and there in bhakti you have the power to control God. But that doesn't mean you are doing devotion to control God. You are not doing devotion to control God. You are doing devotion because that is your natural instinct. By default, an instinct is there. The last cartoon movie which I watched was the Minions. Minions. And the Minions, what was the crux of that? They all needed a master. I don't know how many of you have seen that movie. They needed a master. Actually, by default, we all are searching for masters. Why we all approach to one leader? We all want to get led. We want some role model. No, everyone, you go to every one's bedroom, unka role model ka photo. I mean, depending on the mode. Depending on that mode, that person's role model is there. किसी का बाइक रहेगा, किसी का माइकल जैक्सन रहेगा, किसी का तो कोई डरावनी भूतनी रहेगी. No, something as the case may be. But there are various varieties of options depending on. But everyone has one in the bedroom. Role model, so to say. But actual role model should be none other than God. So let's go to the next verse. Ajo apisan avyayatma bhutanam ishwaro apisan prakritim swam adhyashtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Very, very important verse and important purport also. We will read both. Who will read the translation? Read the translation first. Acha, we have completed 8 also. Okay. Just read the purport of this 4.8. Na? 8. It's an important purport. I don't remember having read that. Can you revise it? Sorry, not this 6. Sorry, 7. I can't read this. For me to realize this Hindi numbers, na, I have to. It takes it's like logarithm to anti-logarithm. I have to first take it to logarithm, then convert into anti-logarithm, and then get the result. So it's like that. So I want you to read this. No. Ajo apisan avyayatma. 4.6.
You want that
Purport to be read. Read the translation and the purport both.
Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. The Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth. Although he may appear like an ordinary person, he remembers everything of his many past births, whereas a common man cannot remember what he has done even a few hours before. If someone is asked what he did exactly at the same time one day earlier, it would be very difficult for a common man to answer immediately. He would surely have to dredge his memory to recall what he was doing exactly at the same time one day before. And yet, men often dare to claim to be God or Krishna. One should not be misled by such meaningless claims. Then again, the Lord explains his Prakriti or his form. Prakriti means nature as well as Swarupa or one's own form. The Lord says that he appears in his own body. He does not change his body, as the common living entity changes from one body to another. The conditioned soul.
This is very important with respect to today's claim. Today we are seeing many people claiming that, I am God, I am the Swarupa of God, please worship me, and so-called self-claimed gods. This is because of our ignorance. Is there any mention in the Shastra? There are so many so-called, holy personalities, so to say, or saints who claim themselves to be God. Today the new trending thing what we are seeing is a person like Sai Baba is also mentioned as God. a saintly person, he may be a saintly person, I don't deny. But for on respect, where will you see evidence mentioned in the Shastra? There should be mentioned in the Shastra that such a person is God. One cannot claim himself to be an incarnation of God. And God means what? What are some basic symptoms of God? What are the basic symptoms? I always mention this. No, what is if suppose someone comes and tells you, I am God. You are going on the road. Poor fellow, he is also going on the road. And he tells you, I am God. What does he? What are the first few signs which should show he is God? No. That is a wrong thing. Oh, bhoot upar uthta hai. They don't defy gravity. वो भूत है. वैसे खूब गड़बा खोल के देखेगा. 1 minute. That Swarupa, external Swarupa. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Lord has got some basic marks. First and foremost, his forehead is very large. Doesn't mean one who's bald cannot be considered as a saint. One should have a large forehead. Hands have to be same. Eyes have got lotus-shaped eyes. And last but not the least, there should be scriptural mentioning of the person in the somewhere in the Shastra. It should be mentioned. Otherwise, you cannot accept that personality as Lord. I want silence over there. So, it's mentioned that is the clear-cut understanding of what Lord is. Second, Lord is unborn. Lord incarnates. We do not incarnate. We are forced to take birth. He takes birth of his own choice. He decides the day also. Why Krishna is born on Navami and Ramchandra ji born on Ashtami? Janmashtami and Navami. Why this Ram and Singh are born on ulta days? Why? Ashtami and Navami क्यों पैदा होते हैं रामचंद्र जी और कृष्ण भगवान?
राधा और सीता भी सेम अष्टमी.
हाँ अष्टमी नवमी सेम वही कॉम्बिनेशन में पैदा हुए. क्यों? Very nice, very well said. But why does he choose? उसका भी शास्त्र में mention है. Not just Rohini Nakshatra. That is Krishna is born that nakshatra. That is different. That is born on Punarvasu Nakshatra. Ramchandra ji born on Punarvasu Nakshatra. The reason why he says is, it is said Ashtami and Navami are also, they are Devis. They are Devis. So Devi form went and fell at the feet of Lord Vishnu. And they said, please, हमारा जो अष्टमी नवमी का दिन कोई अच्छा कार्य नहीं करता. It's called as रिक्ता. शास्त्र में रिक्ता कहते हैं. अष्टमी नवमी को कोई भी ओपनिंग या कोई भी अच्छा कार्य उस दिन नहीं किया जाता. तो गोज एंड फॉल्स. कोई हमारा कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है. कोई जीरो वैल्यू है. हमारा कुछ होता ही नहीं. हमारा अच्छा दिन ही नहीं है. हमको तो बुरा माना जाता है. तो देन लॉर्ड सेड डोंट वरी, आई विल टेक बर्थ ऑन दोस डेज. तो उस दिन सब मनाएंगे ना. रामनवमी मनाएंगे, जन्माष्टमी मनाएंगे. तो अष्टमी और नवमी अभी बन गया वेरी गुड डेज, होली डेज, ऑस्पिशियस डेज. बट अदरवाइज दे वर ट्रीटेड एज inauspicious days. That is why. So Lord, even that free will also, at every nook and corner, He is taking a step towards mercy of devotees. कोई ना कोई भक्त के ऊपर वो कृपा कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो अष्टमी नवमी क्यों ना हो. और जन्म लेते वक्त एंड कृष्ण का भक्त भी ना बड़ा चतुर रहता है. मुचकुंद कितना साल सोया? lakhs of years. 40 lakhs के ऊपर सोया. Why did he sleep for 40 lakh years?
He had fought a lot.
He fought a lot. But then उसने क्या वर मांगा था? Very technical वर. First and foremost उसने इच्छा रखी थी कि मुझे भगवान का दर्शन करना है. तो उसने बोला भगवान का दर्शन होगा तुमको, बट अभी नहीं, द्वापर युग में. और ये लड़ रहे सतयुग में. बस सतयुग में it was possible to go from one loka to another loka. It was possible. Yeah, one station to another station, no problem. No, so, want to talk about this thing, no traffic jams, nothing. So he is telling, अभी इंद्र को बोला, इंद्र बोला हाँ द्वापर युग में मिलेंगे आपको भगवान. तो द्वापर युग तो क्या? तब तक the most dangerous thing, Maya will affect me. The reason why you are awake means you are playing with
Maya.
somewhere you like to sit in some hotel and enjoy some nice food, go out somewhere, do some nonsense, blah 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 blah. That is always the case. So the best thing is I'll hibernate. So the biggest hibernation ever done was by Manchurian. The largest hibernation. He said I'll go to sleep. And क्या वर मांगा था? देखो अभी मैं I am fighting on behalf of demigods. तुम कल इंदिरा के बोलेगा चल चल रुक मेरे लिए थोड़ा टाइम है. कृष्णा द्वापर युग में आने वाला है. I don't want any disturbance. I'm very focused. I want to achieve my goal. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to sleep now. And if anyone, he included Indra also in that, comes and wakes me up, I will burn him. He should be burnt off. Indra said, okay, fine, done. Then directly when he got up, whom did he see? He saw Lord. So that's how devotees are. It's not that he was too tired, he wanted to relax. No, that's a auxiliary understanding or auxiliary meaning. The prime meaning is, please understand, he was very, very focused on only and only taking the darshan of the Kalnemi after उसको लात मारा, but Krishna came and hid in the same cave, na?
And gave him that.
And in the darshan, when he opened, he first saw Kalnemi, burnt him, and then he saw. नहीं तो भगवान सामने तो उनको भी लड़ सकते थे, बस वर मिला था उसको. So the point is, God incarnation means it has to have a scriptural mention. अगर शास्त्र में mention नहीं है और कल प्रभु जी आके बोले मैं भगवान हूँ, then check the first test. If that fails, he is not God. He is reverse. Simple. Send him back.
अगर रोक जाए तो हमको ही बता दे.
Please continue, Prabhu.
The conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth. In the material world, the living entity has no fixed body, but transmigrates from one body to another. The Lord, however, does not do so. Whenever he appears, he does so in the same original body, by his eternal potency. In other words, Krishna appears in this material world in his original eternal form, with two hands holding a flute. He appears exactly in his eternal body, uncontaminated by this material world. Although he appears in the same transcendental body and is Lord of the universe, it still appears that he takes his birth like an ordinary living entity, and although his body does not deteriorate like a material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. But astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond youth. At the time of the battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculation. Still, he looked just like a young man, 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us.
And God never grows mustache also.
Although he is the oldest person in the whole creation, past, present, and future, neither his body nor his intelligence ever deteriorates or changes. Therefore, it is clear that in spite of his being in the material world, he is the same unborn, eternal form of bliss and knowledge, changeless in his transcendental body and intelligence. Factually, his appearance and disappearance are like the sun's rising, moving before us, and then disappearing from our eyesight. When the sun is out of sight, we think that the sun is set, and when the sun is before our eyes, we think that the sun is on the horizon. Actually, the sun is always in its fixed position, but owing to our defective, insufficient senses, we calculate the appearance and disappearance of the sun in the sky. And because Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are completely different from that of any ordinary common living entity. It is evident that he is eternal, blissful knowledge by his internal potency. And he is never contaminated by material nature. The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unborn, yet he still appears to take his birth in multi manifestations. The Vedic supplementary literatures also confirm that even though the Lord appears to be taking his birth, he is still without change of body. In the Bhagavatam, he appears before his mother as Narayana with 4 hands and the decoration of the 6 kinds of full opulence. His appearance in his original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities.
No,
so that
Acharyas give a very nice comment over here. When Krishna, rather Vishnu, appeared in the 400 form before Devaki in the prison itself, and then she, out of fear, telling him, Yogamaya, she came coming and telling him, please become a child. You are looking so big. डर लग रहा है कंस आके आपको मार देगा. She's telling Vishnu. So again, then Lord, listening to her, immediately becomes a smaller form. That is what the form you see in Guruvayur. The Guruvayur temple, what you see is Krishna with 400 form. This is the deity worshipped by Devaki. This is established by Guru and Vayu. Guru means Brahaspati and Vayu Devata. They both are established. So, thing is, Acharyas give a very nice commentary. Why did he come with Shankar Chakra Gada Padma? बोलते क्या करेगा, वे जेल में खिलौना तो मिलेगा नहीं ना. बच्चों को कोई दीजिए ना, that making some noise thing stuff is there required. So Lord said, don't worry, I'll carry my own enjoyment toys for playing. So he bought his own toys with him. And what is his toys? Shankar Chakra and Gada Padma. And that is why it is said, see, what is most important in this verse is Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. The word last line is Sambhavami Atma Maya. Atma Maya means what? My own Maya. But here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, sorry, not Vishwanath Chakravarti, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written 2 commentaries in Bhagavad Gita. One is Vidvat Bhanjani and one is Rasik Ranjani. So, you know what is Vidvat Bhanjani is? A book which is basically meant on Vidwanon ke liye, Vidvat, and wherein people who have got that ज़्यादा पढ़ने का and like more of logics and counter logics, वो analysis किया है entire book में, all the purports. And there is one called as Rasik Ranjani, where all the bhav what we were discussing yesterday, Krishna का भाव, wherein there is no much of logic and tark and all that, वो सब नहीं लगा है. Simple. It's more of bhava involved. Whereas here it's more of the same. In that book he has written for this specifically this verse. That's why I took this verse specifically again. He mentions this that जो ये माया का जो है, he mentions specifically there is only one Maya. Atma Maya. There is only one Maya. There is no separate Yoga Maya and there is no separate Mahamaya. It is the commentary given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur clearly says that जिस दिन आप भगवान के नजदीक आना चाहते हो, that time Yoga Maya takes over. The minute you want to enjoy the material world, you may not want to displease the Lord also. You are not interested in disturbing the Lord or anything. बस आपको भोग करने का आपकी इच्छा है. I want to enjoy the material world. Fine. Immediately Mahamaya takes over. Because unless and until you don't take the shelter of Mahamaya, you, or rather which is Maya, what we call it as Jormal Maya, you cannot enjoy this material world. This material world is full and full of only problems. You right from the big man to a small man, you ask anyone, some problem or the other, everyone is having. And that is only because that Maya covering gives you, there's a very famous saying, उम्मीद में दुनिया कायम है. Okay. Everyone is एक उम्मीद में है कि कल मेरा अच्छा हो. That means the present is bad. That nobody is ready to accept. That the present is horrible. कल अच्छा हो. क्या कल क्या हो? अरे सासू माँ कल ये हो जाएगा. सब प्रॉब्लम. मेरे दुश्मन कोई बॉस से परेशान, कल बॉस हार्ट अटैक है मरेगा, मेरा दिन अच्छा होगा. Some way or the other, we are only thinking about that means what? Nobody is ready to accept the fact that the present is horrible. Not just bad, it's horrible. But with a hope, kabhi na kabhi something, nice, rosy is going to come. But nothing actually is going to happen because this is a dukkhalayam. And the purpose of giving dukkha is at least dukh mein to Bhagwan ko yaad karo. And everyone is busy in dukkha also. How to solve my own problem, my own way. And that's where we understand from devotees how Lord comes when you are surrendered. So let me share one small story. Barsana story. One girl was there called Ratya. Ratya नाम की छोटी सी. रतिया नाम की लड़की थी. यू कम लिटिल अहेड कम. तो रतिया नाम की एक लड़की थी. वो और उसके पिताजी का नाम था ब्रजदास. नाइस डिवोटी. डेली यूज्ड टू गो टू बरसाना, टेक द दर्शन, कम. वन डे वहां का एक साधु था, बूढ़ा साधु. उसने बोला कैन यू ब्रदर्स कैन यू हेल्प मी. क्या करना है? मुझे नंदगाम जाना. बरसाना टू नंदगाम इज नॉट ए very far off distance, but this old man said I can't carry all my luggage and go. साधु का क्या है, थोड़ा सा गठरी रहता है और ये रहता है, and will you take me? So brother said no problem. Then he said एक काम करो, but आप मुझे 11-12 बजे तक, मतलब before the sun goes on the top, I want to come back. So no problem, I'll be ready at 4 o'clock. We will go. So he was ready at 4:30. This sadhu was ready. They both left. थोड़ा गया, बट द प्रॉब्लम विद दिस ओल्ड साधु वाज ही हैड दैट दमा का प्रॉब्लम. सो उसको सांस चढ़ गया. थोड़ा चलेगा, सांस चढ़ गया, बैठ गया. करते करते हॉल्ट हॉपिंग फ्लाइट करते करते पहुंचते ही वाज वेरी लेट. आफ्टरनून हो गया. तो आफ्टरनून पहुंचे वहां पे. बोलो थैंक यू, सेड थैंक यू फॉर ब्रिंगिंग मी ओवर हियर. नाउ यू डू वन स्मॉल फेवर, यू हैव सम प्रसाद. मैं देखता हूँ भंडारे में कुछ प्रसाद है क्या, देखता हूँ. बोला नहीं, मैं नहीं. बोला क्यों, भंडारे में प्रसाद है रहेगा तो ले सकते हो. बोला नहीं, मैं बरसाना का हूँ और बरसाने वाले कभी नंदगांव में खाते नहीं. बेटी ब्याह के दिया है ना, बेटी ब्याह के दिया है ना, तो हम नंदगांव में नहीं खाएंगे, मैं बरसाना जाके खाऊंगा. इट वाज स्कॉर्चिंग हॉट समर विदाउट स्लीपर्स. He said I'll leave, but this person was so tired, but after walking for a few distance under a tree he fell unconscious. But उसको मुंह में क्या नाम लेकर रहा था, राधे 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 राधे, बस वही निकल रहा था. But Lord is always taking care of his devotees. Now what is the purpose of telling you all these true stories? These are not just fictitious stories. I am not talking to you of this something which is friction. We enjoy friction movies. Like something happens and some nonsense, some VFX takes place and you all enjoy. No, these are not friction. These are all true, which has happened with devotees. That is still happening. You go to Braj, there is still lot of miracles happening. But the thing is, we are either they don't tell. Those people don't reveal out. Those big people don't reveal out. And rather we cannot see those miracles. He tells Lord immediately tells Radharani. There is Radharani in Barsana also, you know that, na? In Nandgam also Radharani is there. It's not that Radharani is not there. भले वहाँ पे deities में नहीं है. कृष्णा अगर है तो साथ में राधारानी होगी. तो कृष्णा tells राधारानी, अरे एक काम करो. Krishna is actually, and what happens is he falls unconscious at the border. Just he enters into Barsana border village, cross करके वहाँ जाके बेहोश हो. And Krishna is always whole day dancing with Radharani in Barsana only. So immediately goes and tells Radharani, see your bhakta has fallen down. You have to do something. तो बोला क्या करूँ? तो बोला एक काम करो, उसके लिए कुछ भोजन नहीं. उसे कुछ खाया नहीं, पानी भी नहीं पिया, बेटी के गांव में पानी भी नहीं पीते, तो चलो तो ठीक है. तो राधा रानी took her plate and golden or silver plate and all that. She went. Immediately Krishna said, see, if you go in this rupa, he will not accept only. Why will he accept from Radharani's hand? So one thing you do, you take the form of his daughter, Rathiya. Then she takes the form of Rathiya and she goes with a plate of food. And she wakes him up, Baba, Uja, Uja. And then that Brajdas gets up. अरे बेटी तू आ गई. हाँ आप आए नहीं घर पे, तो मुझे लगा आप कहीं नज़दीकी हो गए, मैंने खाना लेके आया आपके लिए, आप खा लो, मैं जाती हूँ घर पे मेहमान आए हैं, आप आ जाओ पीछे पीछे, आप आराम से खा के थोड़ा आराम करके आ जाओ, मैं जाके घर पे जाके मेहमान को संभालती हूँ. ठीक. तो ब्रजदास ने लिया. जब ब्रजदास ने वो खाना खाया, देन ही रियलाइज्ड, ओह दिस इज ट्रांसेंडेंटल, दिस इज नॉट द फूड कुक्ड इन माय हाउस, एट समथिंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल, समथिंग वेरी नाइस. सो वाज वेरी हैप्पी. My daughter has cooked this much. How is it possible? Let me go and check. So he also came after eating the food. He also got the energy. He came walking behind, and he went to house, Rathiya's house, and there Rathiya immediately he came and told Rathiya, if you had not come and given me food today, I would have died. I was in a bad state. No, I did not come. Then he could add 1 plus 1 and he realized it was none other than Radharani had come and given him food. So what does this mean? We do not have the consciousness that we have to be surrendered to God. We always think we can do it. I can solve it my own way. What will Lord do? Just surrender, then Lord does. Draupadi just surrendered and Draupadi ka solution हुआ. गजेंद्र जस्ट सरेंडर्ड, गजेंद्र का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हुआ. थिंग इज हम लोग है ना लाचारी में कभी भगवान को पुकारते हैं. हम लोग कभी लाचारी में भगवान को पुकारते नहीं. अभी भी हमको एक है, तो वी आर सो ऑब्सेस्ड बाय शोइंग आवर ग्रेटनेस इन फ्रंट ऑफ आई विल टेल यू. सम पीपल आर आपके घर में, आई वांट टू शो दैट आई एम अ बिग पर्सन. Might be by money, power, whatever it is. Who are the set of people who are going to appreciate you? Might be 50, 60. आपका समाज मैक्सिमम 100 भी, इससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं. इसके बाद तो आपके समाज के बाहर हो गए, आपके घर के बाहर हो गए. In front of that 50, 100 people, you want to show yourself as a great personality. If someone is a big person in the office, let's say in some big company, that organization is having, let's say, 1 lakh employees. In that 1 lakh employees, you may be a big person. The minute you come out and you stand in the road, who is going to value you, or who is going to actually say, oh, you're a great person, you're that person, great person? Might be, politically you may be very strong. Might be in one country you may be a great person. But for how many years? For how many years? But we never want to become great in front of God. We don't want to become dear in front of God. Great मतलब मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि मैं कुछ बड़ा हूँ. हनुमान जी की तरह, हनुमान जी की तरह कभी हमको भगवान के प्यारे में प्रिय नहीं बनना है. What is प्रिय बनना? प्रिय जब बनोगे जब भगवान आपका चिंतन करोगे. आप भगवान का चिंतन करना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. That is the first stage of devotion. You thinking about God is the first stage of devotion. But the higher maturity of devotion is when you have done so much of devotion, Lord is always thinking about you. अरे वाह, ये मेरा भक्त, ये मेरा भक्त, ये मेरा भक्त. So you have to go into that category. That is where your devotion matures. Otherwise, माया देवी ऐसा नचाएगी, ऐसा नचाएगी, बिना ताल के आप नाचते रहो. प्लीज कम.
His original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities, so that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as he is, and not on mental concoction or imaginations which the impersonalists wrongly think the Lord's form to be. The word Maya or Atma Maya refers to the Lord's causeless mercy according to the Vishwakosha dictionary. The Lord is conscious of all his previous appearances and disappearances, but a common living entity forgets everything about his past body as soon as he gets another body. He is the Lord of all living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on this earth. Therefore, the Lord is always same absolute truth and is without differentiation between his form and self, or between his quality and body. A question may now be raised as to why the Lord appears and disappears in this world. This is explained in the next verse.
See, there's a small understanding, Narad Muni is being questioned by Valmiki. कौन है वो गुणवान, वीर्यवान, all qualities are mentioned. And then he says Gunwan. Generally we know Lord is full of 6 opulences. Then what makes him special? Just because he is full, we are all अंश हैं, तो हमारे अंदर भी बल, धन, ऐश्वर्य सब थोड़ा थोड़ा है, भगवान के पास पूरा है. Then what makes God गुणवान? What is that? गुण एक्स्ट्रा जो है भगवान के पास, तो आचार्य से that one extra gun is he is always indebted to his devotees. We as humans may take someone's flavor, but after a due course of time, for some reason or other, we may say, ठीक है ना, we took your help, but fine, I repaid you in some way or the other. I have repaid you some way or the other. I have repaid you, or rather, ठीक है, that was you did a fine. I'm thankful to you. और क्या करूं, क्या जान दे दूं क्या? See human nature, right? वो कृतज्ञता एक ना एक टाइम पे वो खत्म हो जाती है. But that is the speciality of God. That कृतज्ञता Lord says in the Varaha Purana कि मैं हमेशा वो कृतज्ञ रखना नहीं चाहता हूँ. चरम श्लोका ये clearly says that मैं वो कृतज्ञता रखना नहीं चाहता हूँ. I want to repay it back. Now how to encash it is left to you. Whether you want to take it back in the form of material benefits or you want to carry it in the form of spiritual benefits. Surdas was not blind. Surdas was not, he was blind for the material world, but he was open-eyed for the spiritual world. He wanted to take darshan of the spiritual world, so he was not interested in enjoying. Blind means what? Everything doesn't mean only being blind. He's not interested in taking the rasa of this material world. We are so happy. People are so happy. Oh, I got this brand shirt, this brand pant, this brand shoe, this brand, this brand. Whom do you want to make happy? That small circle of yours? And out of that circle, if you come out of that circle, does anyone care for you? Your greatness, your achievements, your education, whatever you may be, has of no value. So rather, instead of impressing others, it is better we impress. Okay, we'll take that verse, start that verse, and then we'll try to complete it next time. Janma karma cha divyam. Okay, verse number is 4.9. Okay, Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yuveti tasvadaha taekta deham punar janmam na eti mameti so Arjuna. So what does Lord say in this? One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving this body, take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. You know, there's a confusion. Ram Bhagwan Ki Krishna Bhagwan. Why? What's the difference? What's the major difference? राम भगवान अगर रामचंद्र जी अगर मोर मुकुट लगा ले कृष्ण दिखेंगे, और कृष्ण भगवान अगर धनुष हाथ में ले लें रामचंद्र जी दिखेंगे. तो इट्स नॉट द एक्सटर्नल. व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल कोर डिफरेंस? ये मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम, all rules and regulations. And Krishna want to still simplify. What he said is right. To simplify it, आचार्य से very nicely. एक गंभीर नेत्र वाले हैं, एक चंचल नेत्र वाले हैं. एक गंभीर नेत्र वाले हैं और एक चंचल नेत्र वाले. तो फिर what does this mean? Lord says we have to live a life or like how Ramchandra ji has shown us, but we have to worship Krishna because his activities are divine. Whatever he has done is divine. People बोले मैं करूँ तो कैरेक्टर ढीला है और भगवान करे तो रास लीला है. अरे गधे, what he has done in the Ras Leela you can't even imagine. First and foremost, what austerities the gopis did. No, the Vrata, what they did, Katyayani Vrata, what they did. This time we'll be going to that place. We'll try to go to that place. The actual Chirghat place, where still the tree is there, which is bent like this. The river is little flown off at due course of time, and the Katyayani Devi temple is also there, where they were did for 1 month in shivering cold. They used to go take bath up to the neck. They used to stand in the Yamuna river, then come and do the Vrata, and eating only some specific things. I forgot the details. Eating only specific things. So then this, the speciality of this entire Vrata, they did for what? To achieve God as their customer. And Krishna then calls the gopis. And that too, gopis did not come. थोड़ा 1 घंटा के बाद आते तेरा काम वाम करके आते. Acharya say so beautifully, it is explained in the Gopi Geet that they did not know what garment they are wearing also. नीचे का garment ऊपर, ऊपर का garment नीचे भी पहन लिया. एक आंख में काजल पहना, एक आंख में काजल नहीं पहना. ऐसे ही without makeup as it is they ran off. जैसे बोला, बच्चे को कोई दूध पिला रहा है तो कोई घर में खाना बना रहा है तो कोई बर्तन साफ कर रहा है तो कोई गैया का दूध निकाल रहा है. As it is, that is an implication on that. The day God calls you, we are ready. क्या ना, मेरा बेटे को थोड़ा सेटल होने दो, थोड़ा भी मेरे बेटे को सेटल होने दो, धंधे मेरा सेट होने दो, बाद में आता हूँ. The gopis did not say that. The gopis said, "You called me, we are coming." I mean, there are various bhav in that. Deliberately, some gopis only did half makeup. Why? They knew Krishna will do the complete makeup. कृष्णा वहां दूसरे आंख में काजल भगवान डाल पहनाएंगे, तो मैं आधे काजल पहन के जाती हूँ, तो वहां भगवान कर लेंगे. Second bhav is they did not wait for a split second. That is what is janma karma. भगवान का एक एक activities are divine, but when we see it as a love boy and a love girl, oh, he was romancing with those in the middle of the night, because that's what we can only think about. हमारा mental thinking power जो है ना, इससे ज्यादा आगे जा नहीं सकते. Whereas gopis were not in that lusty mood, because first and foremost, God is not having the body of ours. That's why he prepares you for the sloka. See the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. He is preparing you. First he is saying, Ajo apisan abhyatma. I am Ajo, unborn. I am different. My body is not like yours, made of 5 elements. Fitted inside, soul is fitted inside this body. That's the best part. भगवान का शरीर में आत्मा और भगवान का शरीर अलग नहीं है. That is why हम लोग भगवान समझ नहीं पाते. Generally what happens, people think, oh, he is also like me, he is also having blood, he is also having lungs, kidney, his body is also having the same things which I am having. But Baba, both bodies are different. Why? The soul is residing inside that body. That's why this body is having consciousness. Whereas in Lord's case, Lord is Sat Chit Anand. There is no case of any question of any separate soul inside that Lord's body. So that is a different concept. This is a different concept. And since we are ignorant about it, we are not able to understand. And that is why when you are not able to understand the Lord, how can you understand His activities? He was romancing with the girls, playing in the middle of the night. What is so great? I am God. I am also God. Oh, lift one Gordon, lift one eat, lift one brick and show. कितने लोग आके बोलते हैं मैं भगवान हूँ. एक ईट उठा लेना, 5 उंगली को पकड़ के 1 घंटा 7 दिन साथ रहना. 7 दिन साथ रह गया, 7 मिनट 5 उंगली से पकड़ना, हाँ 1 मिनट हाथ चेंज करो. Lord never changes hands from this hand to this hand to go over. So please understand, Lord means what? He is not the way what we conceptualize. We have a concept like this is how it must be. No, it's not that. It's totally different. The body is different, his activities are different. And his activity means Dharma tu sakshat bhagavad pranita. Lord clearly says, Bhagavatam clearly says, धर्म क्या है? जो भगवान कहते हैं, जो भगवान करते हैं, वो धर्म है. भगवान ने कर्ण को निहत्ते मारवाया, शिखंडी को आगे रखे, भीष्म पिता को मारा, दुर्योधन को जंगे पे मारा. There is a big story behind that. It's too short a time now for me to tell. Which demon was the previous birth he was a demon, and that is why Krishna hit him only at that place and they killed him. There are so many reasons behind each and every activity which we don't understand. Why talk about it? Where acharyas, when they behave, people don't understand. Dronacharya took away the finger of Eklavya. Very bad. अर्जुन को ऊपर करने के लिए तुमने उसका उंगली कटवा दिया. This is what these logic they give, because they don't know the actual reason behind it. Acharyas are not fools. Acharyas know, they have seen the little past, present and future. Whereas God is above everyone. He knows, he says, I know your past, I know your future, I know your present, everything I know. Acharyas can see little, but God can see completely. So he takes a call, very nicely he takes a call. Each and every activity done by Lord throughout his life are confusing at many times. But please understand, those activities are not wrong. We have a feeling that those activities are wrong. Many times there's such a, this thing is created, it's put in the mind. अरे क्या तुम्हारा भगवान लंपट की तरह लेडीज के पीछे भाग रहा है, औरतों के पीछे भाग रहा है, लड़कियों के पीछे भाग रहा है. क्या तुम्हारा भगवान ऐसा है, क्या तुम्हारा भगवान वैसा है? अरे भगवान किस चिड़िया का नाम है पहले वो तो जान लो. And your people have started passing comments, and some idiot fools listen to that and dance to their tunes also. So anyhow, we'll have more further discussions. Already 25, nearing 25. So we'll close the class today, and we'll continue discussing this verse again in the next class. Anybody has got any doubts, questions, can ask. We close the recording program.